I was in a season of new motherhood where I felt consumed and overwhelmed with my inadequacy, with depending on myself and failing, where I felt guilty for struggling. But God wouldn't let me stay there. In my life, I've always felt a little like I'm not one of those people who has this like, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be this or that, and this is the call in my life. I've always assumed and thought that that was motherhood. I just knew I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. This is what I was going to do, and that is when it would all come together. I did have the immediate, intense, like all-consuming love for Miles. It was just, this is it. He's amazing. I poured everything I had into being a mom and almost consciously chose to let my marriage and my friendships and my faith fall to the side. Everything became about me and how I was handling it or not handling it. And the right way to mother, the wrong way to mother, that everyone else was stronger than me. They all had it together. I didn't. And I was just in a place of constantly feeling like everything I was doing was coming up just void, that I wasn't loving these people well. I wasn't loving my husband well. I was loving my son, but what was I teaching him about the Lord? One of the things that I realized was I was very neutral about it. About where I felt emotionally as a mom and as a person, it was really weighing down on me. But where I was with the Lord didn't bother me. I was in a place where it was easier for me to be in the struggle than to acknowledge the Lord. I wanted to be a good mom. And it felt like the only way to do that was to put everything else to the side. That didn't really bother me. I was okay with that. It was always in my mind that this was not a place I could stay. And I always knew that the Lord had more for me. And I remember going to the Lord for the first time in a very long time and just saying, let me just have a story, something different than this. My friend Shannon came to my house at the end of the last week. She came to me and very tactfully and lovingly just said, I am so burdened for you and I love you so much that I have to say something and you can't stay here anymore. And without knowing it, like that's everything I was looking for, was someone to say to me, I see you, I understand, but you have to get out of this place and this has to change. The next week, my small group leader, Anissa Tyler, and I had lunch, and the Lord used her to speak some very practical motherhood advice into my life. And it just felt like the Lord was using all of these things so clearly to say, it is time. We're going to start doing something different. It was so blatantly obvious, and it was just gift upon gift upon gift from the Lord, that I'm going to use them to show you that there's more, that this can be different. Psalm 107. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom he has redeemed from trouble and gathered in from the lands, from the east and from the west, from the north and from the south. Some wandered in desert waste, finding no way to a city to dwell in. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted within them. And they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. This is where I was I was wandering in this desert place and not finding a city to dwell in. I was hungry and thirsty. My soul was fainting. But as soon as I acknowledged the Lord, He delivered me. I feel very thankful for moms who are doing the exceptionally hard work of putting their priorities in the right place, who are relying on the Lord and dying to self and letting their child be second and third to their relationship with the Lord and to their marriages. I would say to new moms that there's not a way to be a perfect mom. You cannot be a fabulous mom, a fabulous wife, a fabulous friend without clinging to the Lord through it all. And it's very fresh, it's very new, but the Lord is bringing me to a place of passion and reliance on Him. But God made rivers in the desert, and now my desire is to be a mom who relies on Him and who rejoices in my weaknesses, because He is good and He's faithful and His strength is enough.